All right, so it's 9:46. I think we can get started. But for everyone who's their first time here, this is the monthly mud community demos where anyone can show up and share their mud project. There's only one rule. You have to show something tangible. You can't just show up with a concept or a slide deck. You can have a slide deck, but you have to do it along with a tangible demo of a project you're building with mud. So today, I know of at least two people that are going to be presenting are up on stage with me already. Kushaba is going to be presenting Sky Strife at some point, and then Ulysses is going to be presenting. I forget which one you're going to be presenting, Ulysses, but I'll let you do
Oh
that
my
introduction.
God. Yes, we'll find out. We'll keep it suspenseful then.
Yeah, yeah. But also this is Ulysses is and Kushaba are going to be here co-hosting it with me. And Ulysses has been hosting a lot of these in the past as well, so I'll pass it off to him and let him talk about that a bit too.
Yes, for sure. Thank you for handing me the mic. So, like Kushaza mentioned, I'd been hosting mud community demos kind of within a smaller group since like honestly last December. And those were always great. We always shared what people were building on, and then after broke out into smaller groups if people were working on similar stuff and had overlap. So kind of excited to recreate part of that experience here on this larger stage with Kushaza. And so yeah, I think like these can just be a great forum to like one share what you're working on, but two, usually when people share what they're working on, we clearly see that there are tons of similar sub problems and tools that we need, and people are solving things in different ways. And so I will try to be proactive about identifying those things and following up with people to break people out into smaller groups afterwards to get those things done. Um, yeah, that's kind of all I have to say. I'm very hyped for today's demos.
Hell yeah. No, no, it's exciting. So how about Ulysses, you want to start us off with the first demo and then we'll go to Sky Strife and then to the other community demos from there?
I would like nothing more. So I will jump in first with a quick intro and then a demo of a game. So first of all, I'm Ulysses, also known as Small Brain. I go by many names, and I run a team of 40 devs over at Small Brain Games, and we just sit down and crank out fully on-chain games, one after another. But pretty much like what we're trying to do is find on-chain games that have product market fit by like iterating quickly and shipping quickly. And so we have a bunch of games in the pipeline, and kind of a schedule of launches coming up that I'm currently working on. But one of the games I'm excited to share with you today is this game called Network States. Network States is fully on-chain. I guess this is one space where I don't need to say fully on-chain before I describe my games, and it's implied, which is cool. So Network States is a game that's kind of like generals.io, if people are familiar with that. Pretty much you start off with a state, which is just a tile on a grid, and you try to expand it, and you get one troop per block at your capital, and if other people take your tiles because they have more troops than you lose that tile, etc. One of the cool things about this game is that lore is generated as you play. So once you join into the game, we'll actually use a sick GPT-4 integration to generate a story based on the game state. And this will match what's currently happening in the game. If your state expands, if your capital was taken, if like tiles in your state were taken, that'll all be reflected in the story as well. Kind of what this is testing is the statement that something that is real plus a story on top of it can bootstrap a game that a lot of people care about. Is this true? I don't know. Is it reasonable? I think so. We're going to find out. So that's kind of the goal with Network States. I will just shut up now and show you the game by sharing my screen, which is not showing up when I click share my screen. For
Classic
some reason.
issue.
Oh, I think it's
You're
like
gonna need to restart your app.
let's see what I need to do. There it is. Go live. Can you see like a Firefox that says google.com? Yes.
Yes. Yep.
Amazing. Okay. So I'm going to go to the live URL, which is localhost 3000. Please try it to join in. And whoa, create a state. What's going on? So right when I hit create state, what it's going to do is create a state on chain, but also hit GPT-4 to create my state name and my lore. So I am the bureaucratic enclave of Kyber. You can read what's going on in my world. I am Prime Overseer Li Wei. This is my currency, and my population is growing. Great. Here I am. Here's my infinite world that I am in, and here's me moving around, and one move can happen per block. Some cool things about this are like a lot of lazy updating tricks are going on. We want to support like multiple states and states taking over states. And then if a state, takes over a state, it owns all that state's tiles. So just some hacks to get this done efficiently on chain. That I'm happy to go into. Yep, here's my lore, and I get an extra update every year that will just be generated automatically. I'm going to create another state, actually, so we can see some violence. One second. You probably cannot see anything on my screen right now because I'm creating a state in a new tab. But I have just created the Bureaucratic Collective. Great. And I'm going to move around there. And so you should be able to see, like right here, another state's been created. That's the Bureaucratic Collective. I can go in the State Explorer and like see that this is them. And read whichever lore I want. And bam, let's just go take this person's capital right now. No mercy. Okay, so while that takes this person's capital, I'll kind of tell you where we are with this game. As you can see, like most of the core game is built, and it's like, I guess like vertically integrated is the right word to use, in the sense that like you join in, like on-chain state is connected to a server, which is keeping track of on-chain state, which generates lore, which can bring it back to the client and give you updates and etc. So like all of that's connected. At the current moment, we're just like tuning things. Like there are just certain like game design issues that we're wrangling with. Like for example, it doesn't get hard to play the game fast enough as your state becomes larger. Right now, people who join in early have too large of an advantage because their troop count grows too fast. Your troop count grows more slowly as your state gets larger. As you can see, like my troops are increasing much more slowly than they did at the beginning, but that's just not tuned right. Like you can move your capital early on, but it's harder to do so as you get large. But again, like how fast it becomes harder is not tuned. So currently we're in the playtesting phase, like figuring out how to make all of those things right so the game feels fun. And then this will drop. In the larger world of small brain game stuff, things are going to start dropping every 6 weeks after the drop of Words 3, which is a relaunch of a fully on-chain word game that's way better than the first launch of it. that will be launching in the coming weeks. And then after that, this will be the next step on the list. There's also maybe an implementation of a fog of war we're working with somebody to do. So fingers crossed, like that'll be extremely crazy and add a lot to this game. But yes, that is network states. That is small brain game stuff. I will give up the stage unless people have questions, etc.
Can you say a little bit more about the fog of war, or is that still secret?
I think I will say more soon. I like want it to be more solidified before I start like shilling it actually. So yeah, just for that reason.
Okay. Very curious.
And if anyone else has questions, feel free to drop them in the chat, or you can raise your hand and I'll bring you on stage as well.
Show some lore? Sure. I will show some lore here. Let's read some yearly updates. Oh, great. Look at this beautifully, the font is different on this lore. Okay, I'm going to read a piece of lore out loud. Under the oppressive rule of the network states, the vassal states continue to toil as a vital source of cheap labor and resources. Prime Overseer Li Wei implements reforms to increase productivity while the vassals maintain a dry sense of humor about their situation. Quote, as we toil day in and day out, we find solace in our dry humor. We may be exploited, but at least we're the best exploited labor force in the world. Great.
Nice.
There's lore
Institutional
for you.
humor as a defense mechanism. You love to see it.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing, Ulysses. Does anyone have any questions before we move on to the next presentation? Getting a lot of when play tests. Actually, yeah. I mean, do you want to drop when you're doing your next play test if you are?
Yeah, just jump into the Small Brain Games Discord actually. So network states like the playtests kind of they don't happen on a regular schedule, although they should. They happen when we've finished our dev goals before the next one. So just hop in the Small Brain Games Discord and give yourself the right role. And thanks, Kushaza. What a god dropping the link in the channel. And you know, I'll just like tag the roles when playtests happen. But yeah, this and Words 3 are both like good playtesting regularly, so just jump in if you want to play. Cool.
Oh yeah.
Thank you all.
All right. Thank you, Ulysses. Kushaba, do you want to go next? Present a Sky Strife demo?
Yeah, I can do a little bit. All right, here we have it. So if people aren't aware, Skystrife is an on-chain RTS being developed internally at Lattice. It's been in development for over a year now, but we are quickly approaching the point where we can do more public, large releases that are running for a long time. And the last few weeks, what we've been working on is adding a persistent economic layer over top of Skystrife. So each Skystrife match stands alone. It's 4 players duking it out in a deathmatch style. But up until this point, each match was deployed by a developer with admin tools. The maps were uploaded manually, like they were getting read from a JSON file and kind of just getting spit into an admin function that turned them into on-chain data. And obviously this is not sustainable and this is not an autonomous world. So what I want to present today is that our maps are fully on-chain, matches can be created fully on-chain, and there's even an economic system to incentivize match creation by the player base itself. So as we can see here, there's one island that's already, or match, we call them islands for lore purposes. One match is already joinable. I've already joined that one, so I'm waiting for other players. This one is summoning. So basically, what summoning means is that the match needs to get set up. There's configuration that needs to get set, the map needs to get set up. And assisting the summon by clicking this is actually just a public function that anyone can call that essentially just helps us run the game. And it's copying the on-chain map data over. So if I hit assist the summon here, I don't need any resources to do this. I don't need to be an admin to do this. The match will get set up. No way did this crash. Oh my god. Demo gods. No way.
Curse of the live
Literally
demo.
has not happened in the last week. It was a nonce issue, everyone. There was no real issues, okay? Don't judge me.
Peter Pan. So it's essentially just a technical limitation having to. So because the maps are now on chain rather than just being like uploaded manually, we basically need to manually do a bunch of transactions to copy over the map into the actual match. It's just too big of a transaction to do in one go. So it would just exceed gas limits basically.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of gas guzzling transactions transferring map data over. This can also get optimized. Like it's probably in its most naive form right now, but it is okay. It is autonomous. That is the point. So let's join this match. This is just a test match. There's only going to be one spawn point. It's for debugging purposes.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Peter Pan. It's like the cookie clicker of on-chain games, basically,
Yeah.
just to summon a match.
Yeah. Cool. going to register my name. That name is taken. True. And we can see that there's token rewards associated with this match. There's only one spawn point, so I'm going to win, but we can spawn in here. So I won't go any further, like I won't actually play the match, but the point of this is that no admin, no special functionality, no special privileges were involved in the creation and playing of this match. The community can now create, run matches themselves and then gain rewards from them. And the rewards are set up in such a way that you can't just farm these rewards. Like you actually have to play the game to get the rewards. And if you are interested in playing, we're doing a playtest tomorrow. Same time every week. 10:30. It's 10:30, right?
Yep, 10:30 EST. I just linked it in the chat.
Yep.
Would love to see some new faces there tomorrow. We got a lot of new stuff to share.
Yep. And we also did a bunch of stability fixes, a bunch of bug fixes. It should be very, very playable, very clean, and you can compete for fake tokens that mean nothing on a testnet. Any questions? The tokens allow you to create more matches. So at first, we're calling the Sky Pool. It is one pool of tokens, and we are the ones that are going to be able to create matches from the Sky Pool. When you win a match, you get tokens, and those tokens can be used to create more matches to win more tokens. So essentially, the matchmaking system, all of the lobbies are incentivized to play based on these token rewards. The game objective to win is PvP. Yeah, it is a 4-player free-for-all deathmatch. And if you've played Age of Empires or StarCraft, something like that, like any traditional RTS game, it is very similar to that. We didn't really, we didn't take any chances on the game design, honestly. Like, it is just a solid RTS game.
The token model will be live from tomorrow, yes.
Live on testnet.
Yeah, live on testnet. Yeah, good call out, yes.
Matches are scarce. Yeah, you cannot create infinite matches. I mean, if you keep winning and keep creating matches and then keep winning the matches you create, yeah, it's infinite. You just got to get good at the game.
All right, any more questions?
Yeah, basically no infinite matches to counter spamming resources. If there was infinite matches with rewards associated with them, I mean, you could just bot the creation of matches. You could join them. You could win them over and over again. Token goes to 0. Oh yeah, Biscarian, there are plans for other resources / items. This is the first test. So the first test is 1 token. All it is used for creation of matches, but there are plans for creating items that you can use to influence the behavior in matches. So imagine crafting a powerful artifact that will make you stronger within the match. The key being that anytime you craft an item, you are at risk of losing it within the match. So even if you craft a super powerful item and you think you're going to stomp everyone can team up on you and take that item from you. And all of this, the point of all of this is so that if you're good at the game, you will be rewarded. And if you are bad at the game and rich, you will probably still lose.
All right, great. Any final question before we move on to the next presenter, which I believe will be Brief Candle?
SBT. What is SBT? I don't know what that acronym is.
Soulbound.
Oh no. Full trading allowed on the crafted items.
And proof of Jake, we don't have docs around the items yet. They're not developed yet. Just in the design phase. But yeah, when we release it, yeah, there'll certainly be some documentation about it.
Yeah. All we know right now is there will be items. That's as far as we've got.
Yep. All right, but let's put a wrap on the Sky Strife portion of this, and let's move on to the next presenter. Thank you, Kushaba. Brief Candle, are you ready to speak? It looks like you are. Cool. All right, so Brief Candle is going to be giving us an update from his presentation last time. Welcome, Brief Candle.
Hello everyone. So let me turn on the camera. Okay, need to. Okay, that's my ugly face. I don't want to show. How can I? Okay, turn it off. How can I share screen? Okay, share my screen. Here we go. Go live. Okay. So everyone, this is Brief Candle, and I'd like to follow up with the last month's update on Netscape. So I have a slides. Yeah, I come up with the slides. So for easy understanding. So first, if you are following our mod document on the community mod development document, I'm splitting Netscape into two types of games. One is space RTS, and the second is roguelike RPG, like you guys seen in the hackathon. So I'm developing the RTS, space RTS, for the last couple weeks because it's more fun. I think it's kind of. In the end, we can infuse them together, I believe. So let's get started. So if you saw my last month's little demo, this game is about Newton rule of motion and kinetic energy equation. So basically, if you have an object moving in frictionless surface, right, its velocity won't change when there's no external force applied.
Sorry to interrupt, but are you supposed to be sharing something? Because I think you're sharing the Discord.
Yeah,
screen.
Yeah. I'm just trying to get started. This is my demo right here. So if you guys want to see it right now, it's fine. But I think it's better just to get a little bit familiar with the subject. So okay. It's okay. Let's get started with the demo. I think that's easier.
Sorry to interrupt.
To be honest, I don't. So this is it's on a map with it's a big map, and then player got spawned randomly by section, and you guys can see this is the map randomly generated. Each of the dot is a torus. It's like a planet.
It's still not showing. I think
it's not sharing.
Just okay. The Discord, yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, so you probably clicked a specific application instead of streaming your whole screen, is what I'm guessing.
Okay, let me do that. Change window, maybe.
Yeah, go to screens if you want to do your whole screen, or just that one app. Yeah.
Oh, hold on. This is not the one.
Yeah, I would go back to Discord and do the whole screen so that you can switch back and forth between different things if you need to.
Okay. Screens. Screen one. Okay, I see.
Yep, there you go.
Okay. So can you guys see now?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So okay. Here we go. So this is a huge map, a space with like with 2 to the 32 power of 32 times 2 to the power of 32. It's randomly generated with using hash, and each of the dot is a planet. Yeah, you can consider them as planet. So the red dot is over here. You can see the red dot is a type 1 torus. You can spawn on it. So let's spawn on it. Okay, so let's see. This is the buildings we can build. I'm just gonna build factory and starport. So in the factory we can make mecha. Mecha is like it's like Gundam, And so right now, so in the factory, not only mecha can be made, but also you can make armor, weapon, and mod. So you can equip your mecha with these kind of equipment, but to increase your like attack speed or whatever. So, but right now we only have mecha right now, but it's okay. So if you make mecha, it's gonna take some time to make. So for example, certain blocks to make, but this one is ready to make. And when you have a starport, you can transport it to starport. So we got it here. With this mecha, we need a squad. So it should be coming up any minute. Okay, so we select the squad. You can set the destination to everywhere on screen. So we can try to launch to the adjacent planet. So okay, then catapult. Catapult is a unique ability available to Taurus. So it basically, okay, hold on. It's no. See this one. I think it's okay. Here we go. So this squad is being launched into space, as you can see. This little dot, and it's updated like block by blocks. So it's gonna take some time to arrive. Let's see how long it's gonna take. It's gonna take 576 blocks to arrive onto this planet, and then on this planet, when it's arrived on this planet, you can use other maneuver to stop the squad from moving using the boosters and then or using other mechanism, and then you can occupy this planet or this entity, and on this entity you can build starport and storage, and then this is like a space RTS. So so this is only one squad. Imagine you can build more, right? So let's launch more. There's some limit on like the amount of squad can be launched into space, and also how each squad in space can interact with each other. For example, attacking each other. So okay, so this is let's go back to the slides because that's everything right now. Oh, hold on. So for this squad over here, you can change its direction, right? Because it's moving in space. So if you don't apply an external force on it, it's going to move forever. So what you can do is you can change its destination. So this is a vector. This green one is the velocity, right? So the white one is a change of velocity. So when you select, okay, hold on. Yeah, okay, probably not this one. Let's try again. So you can select any object in space to go to. So it will automatically calculate it's just a client-side trick to calculate amount of energy or boosters it required to go to this direction, and then you can change the booster amount to adjust the boost being used. So yeah, that's basically the mechanism for this RTS. So, but what's more, I think it's interesting because we have entity in space, and we define how it interact with each other in space. So this is very rudimental physics and rules, and everyone knows, everyone can calculate, or anyone can build a client-side plugin to apply certain strategies in space. Like for example, if I saw a squad coming into my direction, I can try to use a booster to maneuver out of its way. So, and then there's a chain of action going to happen. For example, also there can be more to be built about the mecha and also equipment being used. For example, we can design a super lightweight mecha as Scott. The Scott going to very fast, going to space, and then we can send reinforcement on its way, or a combination of missile mecha, and then follow with a long-range sniper mecha following after it. So there can be a lot of mechanism strategies, compound strategies being developed, also content-wise. Yeah, it can be Warhammer 40k. We can have tokens, chaos tokens, people can consume to teleport, so defy the physics, but on the other side, it can risk of infection. So So yeah, that's everything for now. Yeah, I will go hand it back to Nick.
Thanks, Brief Candle. Yeah, this was awesome. Appreciate you presenting that, giving us a status update. Does anyone have any questions?
That's amazing. Like, I just want to say that Brief Candle, I feel like I've, heard you asking questions and seen you in the space for a while, but at least this is the first time I've got to see what you're working on. So this is great.
All right, thanks. Yeah, I think this one can be playtesting soon, so everyone can play it. So it will be fun to play with you guys soon.
Great, yeah, let us know when you're planning on doing playtests. We can add it to our community.mud.dev page and make sure it's in the playtest calendar there.
All right, thanks. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, Yonada has a question for you though. How does the game work long term? Long term, is there matches or is it like an MMO?
So it's because it's a huge map. So so there can be a mechanism being used to so let's say they are breaking the whole map is being break down by space, region, district, intersection, right? So we can limit the amount of players in each section. It's still big, so let's say 2 sections, and then we can on-chain it can automatically move to a random next section. So they can onboard a lot of players, and then there will be players really adjacent to each other, so they need to fight for resources. So and then there will be players really away from each other, and then you guys can players can form like alliance if they are from the same region and they're trying to expand outward. So will there be teams faction? Yeah. So I'm thinking about like okay. So this is a very good question. So it's not being developed on this demo yet, but I'm thinking about like certain planet can produce certain mecha, certain types of mechas, and then so there will be like really rare mechas, like super, like going to extreme, like super heavy armor but low attack, or super high attack like gas cannon. So there can be factions arranged based on this kind of thing, and also based on the mechas players can build. So, and also there can be factions based on the playstyle. So yeah, that I mean, more work can be done, but I think with a little bit tweak, like change on the mechanism, like favoring certain players, and then there will be a certain kind of game style being developed by players. So certain factions can build by doing that. But we'll see. That will be fun. Yeah, and yeah, exactly. And also, so since Proof of Jake say trade, there are tradings, like you have to send a squad to send resources over to different regions. So yeah, so there will be a trading union developed trying to securely or arbitrage between different regions, because prices of resources will be different. So there will be a lot of, I think there will be a lot of activities. And also, another note is we got, so the project Netscape get a grant from Mars Network. So we're going to use this grant for like playtests, like rewarding players, and also for builders who can make better client-side plugins. So yeah,
Awesome.
that's okay.
Super cool stuff, Brief Candle. Would love to see you working on this for for so many months now. It's awesome. Oh, Cyfreak has one more question. He said, "Sorry, which grant you got?"
Okay, yeah, from Mask Network. Okay, so let me know if you guys I mean DM me, if you want to interested in building it together, or want to do anything. So yeah. All right, thank you, and I'm just going to stop streaming. Okay.
All right, thanks, Brief Candle. Does anyone want to present their project next?
Come on, people. I know people here are working on mud stuff.
Oh,
We have
there
a
you go.
hand.
We got someone. Welcome to the stage, 9STX6. What's going on?
Hello, good afternoon, guys.
Good
So I would
afternoon.
like to present small things. I started with the mood. It's basically turn-based things today, absolutely without any graphic. I try to implement some economic words for turn-based strategy. I will try to share. Give me a sec. And I will go live. And I will start from scratch. So it's basically I coming from the Czech Republic, and we have 20 years ago web browser game based on turn-based things. So basically, any day the players was able to play certain count of the turns, and end of the day was counted as the fight day. Basic of this game is really turn-based. I try to apply it to a very quick solution. I don't know if you can see my screen. I hope yes.
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah. So that's mean basically the first things is some kind of native token for the game. The player will main the game. He can start achieving turns. Is based as on fantasy things from the Middle Age, and the player receives some starting amount of the buildings and some starting amount of units. And he also received the epoch days, epoch turns. That's today I provided one epoch just only for 1 minute. That's mean 60 blocks is one possible day, and any turn he receiving some economic output, and he is able to build some kind of units to basically boost the production. It's mean very important is the stone, and we growing up a little bit fast to see what we can do later on in the later stage of game. Sorry, we don't have to do it. So the other element of the game is the magic. This means the player can try to boost himself, or he can send the spells to other players. On the end of the day is basically counted the things. The same is also for military and also for the thieves. I planned to combine multiple strategies for using the units and the magic. Today I think I have basic 10 spells to be able to boost the government, or to basically negative spells for the other. Give me a sec, I will try to a little bit boost the production of the mana to see how working the things around sending the spells. Be more. So now we are in the phase to start building some buildings, and we would like to see the boost. Of course, there is the limitation about the lands. That means you cannot build more buildings as the lands limit. We have also kind of the storage things. That means the pool is the storage for the mana. Okay, we're going up with the mana to be able. Okay. We don't have food. Sorry. Okay.
By the way, it might help if you zoom in on the browser like once or twice so we can see a little better.
Is
Yeah,
better?
that's good. Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so we started have some mana to start spelling. It's just basically, yeah, it's on contract based. The first is type of the spell. I would like to spell to self, and immediately I see the change on the table for fertility. That's mean the boost of the food, and per round is implemented decrement function for the spells. That means if you receive some boost, you need to keep the boost active. You can spend it multiple times against your druid's count, yeah, that is the basic of the game. If the other players is inside, you can send to him the magic, and yeah, it's the plan is to have small steps forward in my learning curve, and yeah, in the future some graphic come, and yeah, today is non-limited map. I don't looking forward to giving some points for map, but of course as development going forward, yeah, if the empire has some size, then it's, I think, easy to come with some mapping and come with surface and things around, but I really focusing on the contract economy basement today. Yeah, I think that's all what I did in the last months when I met the mood first time. Yeah. Any question? It's very simple on the end.
Yeah, very, very cool. This is sick. I do have a question actually. I just want to make sure I understand the core game loop. So you are generating resources and you can use the resources to build different things, and then you have spells that you can cast to boost your production or like tank the production of other people. Is that did I understand that correctly?
Yes, exactly.
Very,
Exactly.
very
And
cool.
also, if this is the positive spells, and if you are the enemy, you can sending to him the destructive spells as, okay, some kind of hurricane, what will be destroying the farms, and also some, yeah, anti-magic shields or magic fields to support your magic defense. That is around the magic, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm excited for you to put graphics around this. I also just kind of love the jump in and click things aesthetic. But yeah, thank you for sharing. Does anybody else have questions or thoughts?
So thank
Sick.
you for audience, guys. You are amazing. Thank you.
Thank
Got
you. Thank you for presenting. That was awesome. All right, we have time for one more presentation if anyone wants to make one.
Do it.
All right, looks like maybe not though. But awesome. All right, thank you for coming, everyone. This was some really great stuff today. Really excited to see all these play tests. Everyone who presented today, please feel free to reach out to me personally or just tag someone on the team in a channel, and we can get your play tests on our playtest calendar and make sure people know about it. Oh, it looks like Mr. Bahama actually wanted to speak.
No.
Oh no.
I'm,
All right,
I'm
all right, guys, we might have one more presentation. Sorry, let's see. Mr. Bahama.
Hey guys. Hey, not much of a presentation, but just real quick, if people in the community have extra time and want to help support Lattice, but not don't have the ability to maybe build a game, what would be most helpful for you guys?
Um, hmm. That is a great question. Yes. So yeah, we do have contribute.mud.dev if you are a developer but you're not building games. That's a great place to go and start making contributions to Mud. Other than that, we don't really have any particular processes set up. I mean, we have a few other team members here, Bisker and Vera. You guys have any ideas for how someone might be able to contribute?
Mr. Bahama, are you coming from like a technical perspective or like a fully non-technical perspective?
It could be partnerships, product, or just helping out organization-wise. Really anything that you guys need help with, or like marketing, or maybe podcasts, or distribution. Just curious if there's any way to help scale and grow.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that's good to know. Yeah, we'll definitely keep that in mind, and I can follow up with you after this, and we can talk about that.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah,
Thanks, guys. I love what you
yeah.
guys are doing.
Thank you, Miss Bahama. All right, guys. Well, we're going to end the event here, but thank you everyone for showing up. It's going to be the same time, same day next month. So it's going to be, what is it? The second Thursday of next month is going to be our next community demo. So I'm looking forward to seeing you all then.
Yeah, I have seen all of you, and if you don't show up next time, I will fall into a deep depression. So please come, and I'll see you all soon.
All right. See you, everyone.
All right, bye.